Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just 40 plus days away from its official release by Disney and Lucasfilm, as well as creator J.J. Abrams and George Lucas, that is all set and ready to end the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to be a revelation film, answering many of the burning questions from The Force Awakens. But it's not just that, it's also the fact that J.J. Abrams will be introducing new types of Star Wars lore surrounding the Jedi, the Sith, and the Force in general, that's really going to change our view of the past 8 Star Wars films that come before this one. And on top of all of this, we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm are trying their very hardest in order to really bring in a lot of Star Wars Legends material into really crafting it into becoming canon. Now, beyond all of this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that Rey is said to be traveling into a place called the Land of the Forbidden. This place is located within the Lost City that holds many ancient Jedi and Sith ruins and structures that Rey will discover to learn more about the ways of the dark side and the light side of the Force. Now, the scene is described to be a very dark and gritty experience where Rey eventually makes her way to a field full of shrines that are based around Sith Lords who once lived during the Old Republic era. It's explained that as Rey makes her way through, she begins to hear dark side whispers reaching out to her that are said to be Sith wraiths trapped in the spiritual realm that Rey is temporarily connected to since she holds the dark side power rising within her. Eventually, Rey comes across a 70-foot tall statue of a Sith Lord who lived during the Old Republic era. This Sith Lord went by the name of Darth Zola. The ancient writing on the statue is said to reveal the Sith Lord's name that Rey is able to translate using the ancient books that she found in the Lost City. Darth Zola was said to have known Darth Malgus and fought with him in many wars years before the events of the prequels, and that this character was able to flow walk at will, and also held the ability to teleport at will as well. This is JJ's way of digging into Star Wars Legends material and bringing it into the Disney canon. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and as to why this is a great step by Disney and Lucasfilm, in the right direction here. Now, the fact that they are bringing in, all these different Sith Lords into the Land of the Forbidden, that is actually going to explore exactly what type of Sith Lords, lived during the Old Republic era, before and beyond that. And that's the thing that really excites me a lot, is the fact that they really are trying to introduce a lot more lore into the Star Wars franchise that will expand in 2020 when the new expanded universe begins, which is going to be all about the comics, the books, the novels, etc., which would also tie directly into their new TV series, their new movies that they got planned. I mean, the list goes on, right? So this character, Darth Zola, was able to use the ability of flow walking at will. In case you guys don't know what flow walking is, it's essentially time travel. You cannot change the events of the past and or the future, but you can experience it, just like Jason Solo did in the old EU. In the EU, the original version of Ben Solo was able to pull off that ability to see elements of the past. Now, this character, Darth Zola, is also able to use an ability, of course, that allows him to teleport short distances. Once again, this is JJ tapping into Star Wars legends of Sith Lords who held the ability to teleport. Now, let me talk about teleportation in Star Wars and why it kind of bothers me with Luke Skywalker's death. It really makes me feel like that if they are making teleportation canon for Sith Lords in The Rise of Skywalker, they really could have, at the very least, have had Luke Skywalker live at the very end of The Last Jedi and using that teleportation technique and pretty much going from the world of Ahch-To, let's say, for example, going back to his home world on Tatooine, and that would have been a nice and beautiful tie-in to the opening of The Rise of Skywalker where they find Luke on Tatooine. To me, I think that would have been a better way to really bring back Luke once and for all in the Skywalker saga. Now, with that being said, how Sith Lords are being introduced in Episode 9 in the forms of these ancient statues, I think is brilliant, because It very well is going to tie directly into the new Star Wars trilogy. We're not quite sure exactly who's going to be making those movies as far as the writers and directors go. We do know that Disney and Lucasfilm have all eyes on, of course, the creators of Avengers Infinity War. They're looking for the writers of that movie, and moving forward, they're trying to also find directors as well that would sign up for this project, that would bring Star Wars in a different direction, and in a direction that fans really never experienced. They're really trying to craft this brand new mythology of Star Wars and exactly how it can really differentiate from the Skywalker saga, but also feel like Star Wars still at the very end of the day. That's a very big challenge, I will admit, a very big challenge that I'm not quite sure if Disney will be able to accomplish. We'll have to wait and see. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No hiding. From night to moon, we hear them moans again.